Well, we are back. Going live. So here, Tam. Let's see if I can comment anything or pin anything. It says interact at the bottom. Let's see.
Interact, share, enhance, more.
Hit more. Comment. Go ahead and put donorbox.org. org/the Drew Crew. Hit send. Hey there. Hello, everybody. I'm back going live. Just trying to. So, here, go ahead and tap that comment and see if I can pin it. Yeah, there we go. And then, yeah, Facebook should be good. Let me know if you guys can hear me on Facebook. I should be able to see any comments or anything like that. Let's hear that. How you guys doing? So I'm going live again. It's Giving Tuesday, and I wanted to tell you guys my biggest need right now. My biggest need is donations on donorbox.org/the Drew Crew. Right now, it's our biggest push right now because I am having a hard time right now with my nurses and funding my nurses, and our biggest need right now is to be able to build up my fund and build up our fund for my nursing staff. My nurses are literally everything for me. They are also my greatest expense. So my nurses, you can actually see Tam behind me, wave high. And she's one of she is my longest tenured nurse. She's been here, what, 5 years now?
5 years in March.
Oh my God.
I know, right?
5 years. And it's so crazy because I'm coming up on 13 years after my injury in March. My injury, for those that don't know, was March 26, 2010. I broke my neck doing a backflip and have a C1, C2 complete spinal cord injury. And since then, I've gone on and lived and graduated from University of Michigan. I go blue. I am by far the healthiest quadriplegic on the planet, and I say that humbly because I am annoyed by that fact because I shouldn't be the only one that had the resources and opportunities that I had early on after my injury. And I'm pushing really hard right now to promote my story, promote my recovery process and progress, because right now I'm literally going to physical therapy at the Recovery Project here in Novi or in Livonia, Michigan, 3 days a week right now. And I'm literally getting movement back and being able to do things that I never could have imagined I'd be able to do. And it's slow. It's not anything that you'll notice is a big jump right now. But like even this morning when I got into the chair, we noticed that I could lean forward. And I could lift my back off my seat cushion. And that is just unheard of. Unheard of. And the fact that I could do that was insane. And that is just one step. That's after one day yesterday when I went to physical therapy. I got onto the mat that they had and I sat on the table and we worked on my balance and using my arms and my back to balance my upper torso. And I really like the physical therapists at Recovery Project and their process, because their approach is to do a lot of the same physical therapy techniques, but then incorporate electric stim into it. And so while we were balancing on the mat, I had electrodes on my stomach and my lower back, kind of helping straighten my torso. And then I could use my own ability to try to balance myself out and uh, straighten my body out, which was insane. It was amazing. And once again, everybody joining in, thank you so much. We're making a really large push right now to try to get as many donations for Giving Tuesday as we can at donorbox.org/the Drew Crew. Um, if you go to that website, you can actually donate on there, and I'll be able to see it, and I will shout out anyone that makes a donation. So if you can make that first donation, I'll absolutely shout you out on here, and then maybe leave a comment, let me know. And yeah, um, we we're gonna make a really strong push to making it the best Giving Tuesday for me ever. And I appreciate you all for joining in and listening to me tell my story, talk about what I have going on, why I'm in such need right now. And to be completely honest, so you all see all the videos of me doing my physical therapy, of me walking in the machine, which it did come to my attention that some people thought that I was actually walking in the machine, and I'm not trying to deceive anybody or confuse anybody, but me, I always say I'm walking because that's literally the physical motion I'm doing, but that's only with the assistance of the machine and the therapists there that are getting me into the machine. I'm not actually walking on my own, but that's the promise of what that machine is um, there's a lot of research and a lot of information out there that that type of technology uh, is going to reconnect the pathways and create new pathways from the brain down through the injury point and down to the rest of my body. I'm a C1, C2 complete spinal cord injury, and the fact that I can make these movements and make these reconnections is just groundbreaking. And I'm pushing everything I can to make it so that I'm not the only one having these types of results. And I at least want the opportunity available for people to be able to use the wearable therapy I use that has kept my body healthy for 12 years after my accident. And I am just going to keep pushing it forward to where I can get out of this chair one day. And I'm just taking it one moment at a time, one step at a time, one day at a time. And it's working. It's working. And we've got so many people joining in. And once again, this is for Giving Tuesday. If you're able to help, please consider doing so. The only reason I'm able to go to the physical therapy I'm going to is because of my nursing staff. They are an amazing group of women, and they are the backbone to everything I do. And we have nurses 24/7, and we have to supplement my nursing care because of the competitiveness of all the industries right now, the hospitals, the nursing agencies, the travel nursing, everything that's out there. We have to make it make sense for my nurses and their families as well. So in order to do so, I supplement the services I receive and with out of pocket pay. And right now we're spending upwards of $5,000 to $6,000 a month to my nurses, and in order to pay for that, it's a lot of fundraising. And right now, our money has gotten really low and really scary. So if you're able to help, please go to donorbox.org/the Drew Crew and make a donation. And I can even see on here when people make donations, I'll be alerted, and I'll make sure to shout you out and let everyone know how how much we're getting. So even just as far as last night, as uh, we made our announcement last night, we got 12 people to donate a total of $700, and that's just overnight. And I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate every single one of you. So if you're able to donate, if you're watching on TikTok, the link is in my bio. If you're watching on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, there should be uh, a link in the description of this video, um, or just type it into your browser. Go to donorbox.org/the Drew Crew, and we can start building this thing, start growing this thing, because I am the healthiest quadriplegic on the planet, and that honestly I shouldn't be. I that was something that came about from a routine that my dad encouraged me and made me do after my injury, and we've kept the routine going for the last 12 years. And I do a total of 8 hours of wearable therapy, electric stim suit therapy every night, and that is incredible. And I can even show you guys the electric stim therapy. Um, on TikTok, there's a bunch of videos on my TikTok of the wearable therapy I do. Um, and uh, yeah, there's a lot of videos out there of the wearable therapy I do. That's what's kept me healthy for the last 12 years, and actually strong enough to stand up, strong enough to go into physical therapy and use their walking machines. It's absolutely incredible. And my whole thing is paying it forward. I don't want to be the only quadriplegic with these resources available. In order in order to do that, in order to get where I'm trying to get to, I need to have the funds for my nurses so that I can keep going to physical therapy and keep going and making these groundbreaking achievements and working with doctors on getting this type of stuff approved for insurance to pay for, and keep working with all the people around me. I don't want this to end. I realize how special this is, and I don't want it to end. I'm just fighting every day. So please consider going to donorbox.org/the Drew Crew to make a donation. It's Giving Tuesday, and it's all about giving. And right now, it's a crucial time for me because I'm getting very low on my funds for my nurses. Um, but yeah, something I did last week, I was at physical therapy, and we were in the walking machine, and I was focusing on pushing my feet through and pushing and balancing that balance between spasming and actually pushing myself, and it was working. It was working. TJ, my therapist, was telling me and coaching me through, letting me know that how much are you paying your caregivers? My caregivers are paid $30 to $35 an hour, and it sounds like a lot, and that should be enough, but they don't receive PTO. So with me being in home care, they don't receive paid time off. They don't receive very good benefits, and it's very easy to encourage them outside of working here by the hospital and nursing homes who can offer those things. It's a less desirable environment, but that is what we are combating against. And my biggest thing right now is making sure I have the funds to make it worthwhile for my nurses and their families to be here instead of working elsewhere. Um, But yeah, that's the cost of my nurses, and we try to supplement monthly for each of them, or we pay each of them out of pocket monthly, or for different things, or um, different bonuses. Shoot, my overall goal would to someday be able to pay for pay time off, to be able to pay for them to have um, to build up and days off and whatnot, or to be able to contribute to like a 401k and retirement, because those are the things that we all should be doing. And being financially, I guess, financially literate, or I guess um, taking care of just the future for yourself financially also sets you up for being able to uh, just live life, and that's my ultimate goal as well. um, 17 an hour, yeah. Yeah, other states are even much less, and I'm very blessed. And the only reason I get the nursing care that I do get is because I'm on a ventilator. If I wasn't on a ventilator, I wouldn't receive the care I get. If I, because I'm on a ventilator, if I'm sitting here and I spasm, my hands can come in my lap and yank my ventilator out, and then I'm no longer breathing. And fun fact, fun story. So when I was in the hospital, one of my ICU nurses asked me if I had any other noises that I could make to get someone's attention that wouldn't require me to talk. And I was thinking about it, and I remembered I have a noise I would make to really annoy one of my or siblings. I would sneak up behind my siblings and I would get right behind their ear, and I would make this loud noise with my tongue. And that's like a quiet version of it. Nah, I can do it really loud. I've done it so loud that you could hear it in football stadiums. Because when my vent comes off, I can't breathe. I can't talk. So I need to be able to get someone's attention. And that noise actually was a saving grace early on, because uh, my vent tube, I wasn't as stable as I am now, and my vent tube would come off a lot. Still does now, and I have to be able to get people's attention to let them know I'm not breathing. Otherwise, there can be some serious consequences. And I might be using my shoulders to try to pull air in. It's tough. And I've had a lot of situations where I either could have died or should have died. And I think a lot of that just brings me a lot of gratitude to be where I am today. I'm very lucky to have the care I have today, to still be fighting to walk again this long after my injury. And unfortunately, I think as my body ages, I can really feel that this might be my last opportunity to really push and go after um, walking again. My body, no matter how healthy I am, I have to be real with myself sometimes and recognize that my body is deteriorating slowly every day. Um, every day, my body's getting a little worse, and I realize that at some point, I might not be able to keep pushing towards walking. I'm able to do it right now. My body's still strong. I have a lot of muscle. I have a lot of bone density still, but that might change. That might change one day. And it is changing slowly. It's slowly deteriorating. Tam, you let him in here. I don't want him to just scratch it. In general, what are you doing? Come here, doggy. But my physical therapy opportunity right now is rare. It's rare. It's special. It's special that I'm able to do this right now. And I see a lot of people coming in and asking about how my injury happened. I did a backflip in 2010. I was a sophomore in high school and I was learning how to do a backflip for the musical. They asked if anybody knew how to had any special skills. I told them I could do a backflip. It wasn't true. A buddy of mine owned his family owned a dancing studio, and I started to go to the dancing studio with him and learned how to do a backflip. Fast forward one day, I started, or me and a couple of my friends, we had got out of class early and we were at my sister's locker waiting for her to get there. And then we were like, okay, let's do some backflips. And a couple of them chickened out. They were about to do it. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. And the hallway was empty because we had skipped out of class early. And as I was getting ready to do it, the bell rang, so all the kids started coming out of the classroom, so I didn't have enough space. But I thought in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm still gonna do it. Just something in my heart was like, yeah, don't be afraid, just do it. And I can literally still remember my last thought before I jumped. I was just like, what's the worst that can happen? just just jump. And I went ahead and did it. And then I woke up about a week later in the hospital because they had me in a induced coma, and, that was really where my journey began, and that was 12 years ago. Um, Once again, everybody, um, this is all for Giving Tuesday and what I need, and I'm trying to build my donations. And if you could please go to donorbox.org/the Drew Crew and make a donation. You can make a one-time donation, you can make a monthly donation, and all of it goes towards my nursing care and making sure I have the nursing care I need to keep fighting on my recovery journey. And please consider doing so. It This doesn't come without a cost. My You see all the videos, you see how I'm doing, but I really am stressed out lately. I've been really stressed. I don't know how this is gonna go. How much longer I'm gonna be able to continue this fight, and I really just could use your guys' help in making sure that I can continue fighting towards my recovery. Um, will I ever be able to come off the ventilator? Yeah. Yeah. I think if I push towards it really hard, absolutely. I think I'll be able to walk again. Although, funny story. So, I had a dream years ago. It was funny. I was up and walking and running around, but I was still on a ventilator. My vent was like in a book bag on my back. And I don't know why that dream kind of stuck with me. I was like, wow, that's so funny. I was like up running around, but for some reason, my brain was like, yep, but you still are on a ventilator. And it who knows the way nerves reconnect and neural pathways reconnect, who knows how I would actually start walking it again, what that experience would look like, how it would feel. I really don't know, but I get glimpses now of what it'll feel like. I remember it was last summer when I started to be able to really pull my right arm in, how it is right now. That new found movement and whatnot, I get little glimpses of what it would feel like to start walking again, and it feels very strange. Because even right now, while I'm sitting here, um, my entire body, from about hmm, the upper arm down, like maybe not my shoulders, but right below my shoulders, my entire body feels like when your foot falls asleep. It feels very tingly. And that feeling, I was just telling my nurse earlier, it's been the most intensified I've ever felt it today. Man, it's that pins and needles constantly all over my entire body. And I try to embrace it because I know, similar to when your foot falls asleep, once you get off of it, the pain of it gets worse before it gets better. And so when my sensation starts to get worse and just gets unbearable to where it literally feels like my foot's asleep everywhere, I get excited and I try to really embrace that feeling to know that uh, this is this is the steps towards me getting movement and feeling back. Uh, so I just want to remind everybody, please, if you're able to, if you whatever you can afford, please go to donorbox.org slash the Drew Crew to make a donation for Giving Tuesday. This Giving Tuesday can be really special for me, my nurses, my family, and make it to where I can continue fighting and continue giving myself to others. I'm constantly trying to promote that this should not just be for me. This should not. Uh, I shouldn't be the only one with the opportunities I have. You can see in the background of this the quadriciser behind me. That's huge. The wearable therapy suit I use and the electric stim suit I use, that was huge to keep my body healthy after my injury, and it only works for so long. After so long after an injury, your body is no longer responsive to electric stim. Your muscles atrophy and your nerves stop responding to electricity. So it's like you have to get it early on after an injury. And the electric stim suit I use should be the number one thing that you receive right after an injury. And I'm pushing towards doing that. I'm working with U of M and figuring out how we should have studies that will start to make this be paid for by insurance, and we're on our way. And then but then for those that are past that point, I'm also working on making adaptive equipment for people to be able to do leisurely activities and sports activities. So right now, I'm working with an engineering team to make a bowling ramp so that people in power chairs like myself can bowl, and it creates a sense of community. It creates a sense of involvement and inclusion and independence that you need after a spinal cord injury. And once again, everybody, if you want to help me along my journey and make sure I don't have to worry about my nursing care and losing my nursing care, go to donorbox.org slash the Drew Crew. That is where you can make a one-time donation, monthly donation. Everything goes towards me being able to push and create these environments for people. Um, and like I said, I'm still working. I'm working with amazing people, amazing teams. If any of you saw the story on Good Morning America where Dr. O at U of M received like $1 million, I'm working with him at U of M and his engineering teams that he created at U of M. I'm a U of M alumni, so go blue, all my Ohio people out there. Sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry. That game was amazing. And Georgia, look out because Michigan is coming. But uh, yeah, I'm constantly thinking about this journey I've been on towards walking again because I know I can feel it in my heart, feel it in my gut that I'm going to get out of this chair. I'm going to walk again, and I just have to stay diligent, stay motivated, stay pursuing one day at a time, one step at a time, one moment at a time. And you guys can help me a long way. Um, Are you in Miami? No, I am in Michigan. I am in Michigan, and it's actually uh, it was actually a really good involvement, or a good starting point. The fact that I was in Michigan, because for the longest, Michigan was a no fault state, which meant that uh, car accidents that happen in Michigan if you had uh, a large injury. Um, you'd you'd be able to or having a spinal cord injury in a vehicle or any type of catastrophic injury in a vehicle meant that they had a catastrophic fund here in Michigan, which they still do, although the last year or so that really got torn to shit, and it's really frustrating. That's actually a lot of the people I work with. And even though my injury wasn't in a car accident, there was a lot of resources available here in Michigan because and science and improvements and all types of things because they knew it could be paid for in Michigan because of the catastrophic fund. And because of that, I had to fight a lot more to get those resources that were available, but they were here, they were close by. And that's one of the reasons why the wearable therapy was based here in Michigan because he knew that he could get paid by insurance for people who are from car accidents. And then you have individuals like me that he can then help as well. So it's it's kind of a travesty, really, what happened to Auto No Fault here in Michigan recently. Man, it breaks my heart, but all I can do is keep fighting for those. And even those that were in the catastrophic fund or who are supposedly grandfathered in right now and whatnot, I can just keep advocating and keep pushing and getting everybody the give them the know-how and resources that I received early on after my injury, and make sure to keep pushing and giving it to others. Um, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I know for a fact I'm going to push through in multiple different areas, and I can feel it. I just feel it, and a lot of it is gonna work out. It's gonna work out. So if I will one thing I can really explain is uh, the therapy I've been doing recently. It's a RT 600 machine that I've been getting into, standing up and walking, and uh, with that machine, it's creating a lot of new neural pathways in my brain and in my spine so that my body can reconnect. So, fun fact, so like if you see me have muscle spasms, which I haven't yet, which is actually really good. The fact that I've been on here 30 some minutes and I haven't had a muscle spasm is actually really incredible. And that's a large part and because of the physical therapy I've been doing, and that therapy, one of which is the RT 600, where I stand up and walk in the machine, and that. So when I have a muscle spasm, that is because my body is trying to send signals to my brain, but it can't get to the brain. And it's waiting for a response from the brain to tell it what to do. And there's no response back. So then it just does whatever. I like to say my body's too stupid to function. It tries to get a response from the brain. There is no response. So you basically have to create new neural pathways from the brain to the body in order to get movement and such. And doing the RT 600, standing up and making sure my spine is straight and I'm getting the movements, and it's so every step it's sending signals to the brain and trying to create new neural pathways. And that machine has been doing amazing for me, and I can just feel it in like my fingertips and everything that things are starting to reconnect. They really are. And I'm excited. I'm really excited about what I can do next. At the same time, I'm also really scared. I don't know how much longer I'll have funding for my nurses. I don't know how much longer I am in Michigan. Go blue. I don't know how much longer this journey is going to last, but I'm fighting to keep it going. And I am just adamant that I'm going to get up, and that I'm also, not only am I going to get up, but I'm also going to create an entire new blueprint for others with spinal cord injuries, and make it so that people have to look at my situation and be like, this is what works. This is how you go after paralysis. And like I said earlier, I'm also using that as a gateway towards helping those that, like myself, are 12 years out and don't have the possibility of walking again. You can also have a quality of life, have things that bring you joy and independence and community. And I have so many ideas. One of my joys before my accident was fishing. I really enjoyed fishing, and uh, I used to. So I used to start getting ready for school about 5 a.m. So I would get up at 2 a.m. and I would take my fishing ride and just go out to a lake and sit out there from 2 a.m. till 5 and just be fishing before school. And I I remember seeing a guy on YouTube created a automatic casting fishing rod for people in wheelchairs, and I haven't heard anything about it since 2012. So my next push is going to be finding an engineer or somebody that can help me design a fishing rod so that I can go fishing again. And yeah, so things like that. There's so many possibilities out there for independence with uh, spinal cord injuries or just paralysis in general. That thank you guys. That I know that it's doable and it's possible. So once again, it's Giving Tuesday, and please leave any donations you can, and please consider going to donorbox.org/the Drew Crew to leave a donation for me. And you can leave one-time donations, monthly donations. Something I'm even doing right now is we have a raffle every year for Super Bowl squares and helicopter ball drop. The helicopter ball drop, we drop 1,000 golf balls from a helicopter, and the three closest get $3,000, $1,500, and $750. If you sign up in increments of $3 a month, you'll be automatically inputted into our helicopter ball drop. If you sign up in increments of $17 a month, you'll automatically be entered into our Super Bowl squares, where there's 20 plus ways to win. You can win upwards of $4,500, and the odds are much better. For me, being a math major, that always made sense. But because Super Bowl squares, if you've never done them, you have a grid of 100 squares, and then on the game day, you have numbers for the ending score of each quarter, and you have 100 different ways, or 100 different possibilities. And for our Super Bowl squares, you have 20 different ways to win something, and that's a big push we're going to be making. I'm going to be making a video and uploading a video talking about all these things. But and the biggest thing right now, since it's Giving Tuesday, if you just want to make a donation for me and my cause and what I'm pushing towards, please consider going to donorbox.org/the Drew Crew. And let me check real quick and see, since we've been going live, if we've got any new donations. And we do. We have gotten 2 donations so far. Shout out to Marissa Penrod. Thank you so much, Marissa. You are absolutely amazing. Marissa Penrod runs Team Joseph and another nonprofit for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So thank you so much, Marissa, for your $100 donation. And then also Victoria Panaro. Victoria Panaro signed up for a one-time donation, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate you, Victoria. Thank you so much. And let's just keep this keep this ball rolling. If anybody is able to make a donation, please go to donorbox.org/the Drew Crew, and you will be contributing directly towards my nursing care, making sure I have the individuals around me that I have that make my life possible. And here, Tam, can you try leaving a comment again in this video and let people know where to go to? So it says, hit more. Let's see. Let's see if I can pin a comment. And that way you know exactly where to go to. And this will have the fewest fees or anything, or the least amount of. Yeah, go ahead and send it, and then tap it, and yeah. Let's see. But that right there, that link, the comment that I just put at the top, and that is where you can really help me and make a difference in my life. And yeah, if anybody has any questions, may I ask what he was diagnosed with? Not diagnosed with anything. I have a spinal cord injury. I did a backflip in March 26, 2010. Broke my neck, C1, C2 complete. And I've been paralyzed ever since. But I've been fighting every day to stay as healthy as I can. And I'm actually, yeah, yes. Link is in my bio as well. But yeah, I have been fighting every day. My dad fought for me after my injury to make sure I could stay healthy, and he did an amazing job. And speaking of, I'm about to try. If you're on TikTok, consider hopping over to Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, and you'll see I'm about to try playing a video of my dad that he made this morning inside this stream. Let's see if this works. I don't know what's going to happen. You might be able to hear it.
Hello, Drew Crew family. This is Levon, Drew's dad, Drew Crew. Today's November 29th, better known as Giving Tuesday, and I thought I'd make a message to send out to plead my case as to why, if you're giving to worthy causes, that you should consider continuing to give to my son Drew in his journey to fight this battle against paralysis. Drew is a spectacular young man. He has no quit in him at all whatsoever. He is determined to have a second chance at life as an able-bodied person, and he's doing everything every day to make that dream a reality. In addition to that, along the way with that journey, he's also making strides to do what he can to help anyone else in his type of condition by sharing what he's learned, his best practices, and of course, providing financial assistance when possible. With that said, Drew's needs are incredible still. The physical therapy he does both here at the home and away at the recovery project, and his daily routine comes at a cost. It comes at an extreme cost. Drew requires a staff of 7 to 9 nurses, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And though he seems so positive in all his videos and everything else, Drew's just one incident away, as you found out a few months ago, from being in a bad health situation. And so that's to prevent, I'm tongue-tied. To prevent that from happening, there's things we have to do, which the number one thing is to provide him around-the-clock care. The challenge we have is that these wonderful, wonderful nurses that care for Drew are also mothers and family people who have lives that have to be paid for and taken care of. And with today's inflation, that becomes more challenging for all of us, but especially them. In addition to that, there are a lot of other medical-related positions out there that are throwing the kitchen sink at nurses because they also are in need of help. And if we don't meet this head on and make sure we stay ahead of that financially, we risk losing very good nurses to higher paying positions elsewhere, which would leave Drew without the mandatory coverage he needs, which would force me out of work because I would then have to become one of his primary caregivers again. and so forth and so on. It's just not a good situation. The crazy thing about it is that this all can just be something put behind us if we can raise enough money and have it continually coming in to pay for that additional cost. Out of pocket, we spend close to about $60,000 a year just to supplement the income his nurses earn to care for him. And that cost is going to continue to go up. I would imagine at some point in time it's going to be more like 65 and eventually reach to 70, because in order to keep them, we have to keep up with the rising costs. So we're asking you, we're begging you, we're pleading with you today on Giving Tuesday that you think of what you can give to Drew in his journey as you follow and watch the miracle happen. He's a worthy cause. He lives a life worth admiring. He approaches life in a way that we wish that we all would, with a relentless determination and a positive mindset. And this is all made possible by all of you. So today's Giving Tuesday, and if this is something you participate in and giving to worthy causes during this time of year, please give a little extra to Drew this year and help us continue to keep him staffed with the nurses he needs to keep his life on the path and the journey he's been on for the last 12 years. We do believe that he can achieve the goal of one day recover and get back his ability to walk and be an inspiration to many others along the way. Thank you so much. God bless you and your families, and I pray that things are well for each and every one of you. Thank you.
So that's my dad talking about why I need help, why we need funds, and he's 100% correct. Things are harder right now than ever, and I know they're harder right now for all of you than ever as well. But whatever you're able to give would go a long way, a very long way. So please consider giving, or just hang out right here and while I continue telling stories of what I've been able to do, what I plan to do. Feel free to keep asking me questions about how I do what I do on a daily basis. Majority of it, every time, will be the answer from help from my nurses. They help me use my joystick. This entire setup right now, my nurse just got me set up. You can kind of see her in the background on my computer. Yeah, uh, uh, yeah. Everything I do is only because of them. Honestly, I have a nurse with me 24/7, and that 24/7 care is doesn't doesn't go unnoticed. At my night shift is when I do all 8 hours of my physical therapy. My morning shift during the day, that's when we get my breakfast, get me dressed and stretched and up in my chair. The afternoon shift is where we get on the quadriciser and keep doing that physical therapy, and then everything in between is just living life. And so that's one of the biggest hashtags you'll see in all my videos is quality and quantity of life. What that means is that quantity of life is obviously keeping your health together so that you can stay alive and stay healthy. We're doing that with all my physical therapy, with all my equipment that I use and all that. But then the other half of it is quality of life. It shouldn't, and majority of the time, you only get one or the other. You're either focused entirely 100% of the time on quantity of life, where you're just trying to keep your body healthy, or you're focused on quality of life and you're living your best life. You're having fun, engaged, have a community around you, but that comes at the expense of your health. And my biggest thing is you need a balance of both, and a balance of both is possible. Speaking of, right now, I need to do offices. So Tam, I'm gonna do offices, and that cough assist is a procedure I do multiple times a day. And you can probably hear I'm getting really mucusy and really junky. And cough assist pulls out the mucus in my lungs. And for everybody that's willing to donate, thank you so much. You can do so at donorbox.org/the Drew Crew, or if you're watching on TikTok, just go to the link in my bio. If you're watching Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, there should be a link in the description of this video, but this is my first time streaming like this. I don't really know what it looks like on the other side. I hope all of this technology is working. But as we know, technology will technology. And yeah, I really hope maybe it allows. You think there will be? I can tell you right now, there is going to be a cure for paralysis. I can tell you that guaranteed. Uh, it's whether or not my health will make it there. Honestly, because everything that's going on, and I'm constantly emailing them at clinical trials and things around the country. I'm constantly emailing them. Recently, something I've started doing is emailing the doctors and recruiters at these studies and just keep sending them videos on my TikTok. And just keep sending them videos, and telling them, because as of right now, they're only accepting recipients into the studies that are within 1 year out from their injury. And for me, I'm as healthy, if not healthier, than anyone that's 1 year out from their injury. I have muscle mass, I have bone density, I have everything you need to walk again, and my body is actually responding more now than it did early on after my injury. So why not give me the procedure I need that'll boost my recovery just that much more. So if you're ever talking to any doctors or anybody, just make sure to keep plugging in that they should accept recipients more than 1 year after their injury. And I'm constantly badgering them with emails and communications, being like, yo, this is an opportunity for you as much as it is for me. The fact that you can show that like you're able to give stem cells or whatever to somebody with a high level complete injury 12 years after their accident. What did that do? How was that even possible? And this is something that can be promoted on for years and years to come. It's things like that is how we actually change the narrative and the approach after a spinal cord injury. All right, Tam, you want to try this? So go ahead and bring the joystick like down and under the desk. So maybe just like fold it up. I just want to make sure it's not blocking these. Yeah. So this is cough assist. Mind the noise. It's going to be noisy, but it's also what clears out my mucus. And this is just one of the many procedures I was fortunate to come across, because not every hospital, not every facility does cough assist. I was lucky enough to come across it, and I was all and had the mindset when I noticed the benefit of it to I then mastered how to clear out the most mucus possible. But yeah, if you don't like gross things, you might not want to watch. Ooh, and these are my muscle spasms. Ooh. So you always see all my videos, see what I'm doing that's oh so well, but what you don't see is that this is the norm all the time. I could be doing something, I could be working, I could be watching TV, I could be eating dinner, and if I get mucusy, I have to do this procedure. And it's not. I look at it as both quality and quantity. In order for me to have a quality of life, I then have to do the things like this that give me a quantity of life, and the two go hand in hand. And yeah, it's constant. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All the boogers.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot coming.
Mm-hmm. right there.
Yeah, it's all right there. I will do such.
Good.
All right. So now I can breathe better. I can talk better. Less dizzy. So I can sit up higher. All that clears out my mucus and gets me back functioning. Um, and that's just one example of something I'm doing every day, all the time. That's the procedure I came up with of how to clear my mucus out the best. Make sure I don't have any mucus sitting in my lungs. That helps prevent pneumonia. And that's one of the main reasons I have nurses with me. And without my nurses, I really don't know what I would do. And once again, if you're able to give on this Giving Tuesday, I really need your help to make sure I can keep my nurses and make sure I can make it to where this is a good environment for them to be in. And yeah, if you're willing to give, please go to donorbox.org/the Drew Crew. And uh, yeah. My friend Alyssa said some of these comments are wild.
Oh, Lord, what you saying?
My nurses don't live with me. They live at home with their families, just like anybody, but it's still such a beautiful, intimate experience. That's honestly been one of my better experiences since my injury. Is honestly, I wasn't a very much people person before my injury. I enjoyed. I was what they call extroverted introvert. So when I was out in public, I was always the life of the party. But in my own time, in my own circle, I was very introverted and very quiet. And then I didn't really understand people. I didn't really understand how people function. So after my accident, when I had to have a team of nurses with me 24/7, it actually made me really uncomfortable and really nervous. And it probably took me 7 years to really embrace the intimate relationships I'm fortunate to have with every single one of my nurses. You spend 40 hours a week with people, and it's just, you really get to know each other. You really get to know them deep down to your soul, and it builds your heart. You build each other's heart and spirit, and you give and take constantly. And it's really beautiful. And I think that's honestly the most beautiful thing of my accident is the intimate relationships I get to have with all of my nurses. Yeah, I get to know people on another level. Shoot, I definitely understand women more now because for all of you that were all the guys out there with spinal cord injuries or any other type of thing where you have to have nurses with you, it is definitely an interesting thing. You start to understand women deeply, and it's fascinating. It makes you fascinated when you see other guys out there and how they really don't understand women. It's just funny. Uh, yeah. So I listen a lot. I'm observant, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. Um, comes eventually some. I'm new. What happened? Why is everybody wanting to know how my injury happened? I got plenty of videos. Well, the pinned video on my page, I will tell you exactly how I became injured. But I did a backflip in 2010. I had a spinal cord injury, C1, C2 complete, and me and some friends were goofing around in the hallway, and we decided to do backflips. And they all chickened out and were scared, and I wasn't. Uh, probably should have been, but and, yeah. I change my trach once a month, so that's something else that I have my nurses do or my dad does. Yeah, I'm very particular about changing my trach. Um, it doesn't feel great. It doesn't. It kind of hurts, and then uh, early on, it felt like someone taking a knife in and out of your throat. It's such a weird feeling that I just didn't like it. So I was very particular about who I let do it. And recently, my trach stoma has opened up a lot and gotten looser. So changing it isn't as bad as it used to be, but yeah, it used to be pretty bad. And then, but it's something you have to do once a month. Otherwise, uh, granted, I've had some doctors. Uh, my doctor is changing mine tomorrow morning. Oh man. Well, I I'm here for you. I hope it goes smoothly and they aren't overly rough with it. And it is one of those things like ideally once a month, just so um, you can get that mucus out of there. My doctor, some of them have said that you can go 2, 3, 6 months. Gross, gross. Are you married? No, I am not. Are you in a relationship? No, I am not. That's honestly, that's one of my hardships that I have to deal with. But it is what it is. I'll get there. I'll get there one day. Um, Contributing. Yeah, thank you. Thank you all so much. It looks like we're getting a lot of donations. It's too many for me to keep track of. So thank you all so much. And once again, if you're able to give and willing to give, please go to donorbox.org/the jerk group. Which, Tam, let me get my joystick and I'm going to double check where we're at on our donor box donations. Because I have a goal on there. The goal on there is set to $20,000 because if I was able to reach that, my situation would be completely different. Angled down a little. And the fact that I'm able to do this right here, hold my head up, lean side to side, and move around without spasming, I haven't spasmed once. Can you explain the fundraiser? So right now, we are raising funds for Giving Tuesday. And there's a couple different pathways of doing so. The number one is Donor Box. If you go to donorbox.org, which Tam, can you throw that in there again?
Is it not pinning?
Oh my God. Let's talk about your description for dating. All right. Alyssa, I got you. I'll talk about dating. Give me 1 second. I will talk about dating here in a second. And I don't shy away from it. I've got my experience, but yeah, that is it. Um, and then tap it, pin this comment. So everybody, there should be a pinned comment there, and I'll add one into here as granted, this one's up on top there. It's donorbox.org/the Drew Crew. If you go there, you can make a one-time donation, monthly donation. And my overall goal is to get my monthly donations to about $6,000 a month. That'll make it truly independent for me to where I can truly live life, do all the things I'm trying to do, build up my nonprofit, build up my giving towards others and giving towards everybody else in the paralysis community, and making sure this is not the only opportunity. I'm not the only one with this opportunity. Make sure insurance pays for wearable therapy and nursing. Make sure that the approach is for independence after an injury, to make sure people are willing to keep living lives after an injury. Make sure they have the opportunity to keep living after the paralysis, and make sure they focus on quality and quantity of life. Those are my driven purposes, because that's what I've been able to do, and I shouldn't be the only one with that opportunity. And I'm going to do it in so many ways, and I can't even describe to you the opportunities and the circles and the rooms I've been in to talk to people. It makes a difference. The doctors I've talked to, the organizations I've talked to, hey, speaking of, my dad just walked in, and Dad, I just played the video that you made. I was actually able to play it in the stream, so people were able to watch it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hi.
here's my dad, Ladon. He
Hello.
just sounds like you just came back from a painful procedure. So
Yeah, I had an
I know you
EMG
can
done
only.
on my lower body, so I'll
Wow.
explain that later. That's they stick pins and electrodes in you to figure out how your nerves and muscles are working.
Jeez.
Welcome to getting old.
Man,
How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going well. We're
Yeah.
having a lot of good results.
Good. Good.
But
Making a lot of new friends.
yep, think
Good.
so. We just did Caucasus on camera,
Nice.
so that was interesting.
Not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and now people are asking me about my dating life, so we'll see how that goes.
You date. You're blessed. You
Yeah.
have a dating life.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I'm gonna go eat dinner.
Nah.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah. So, I guess something I could explain too is just the dynamic of like our household, our organization, my family life. Like my nurses are here with me 24/7, but they're also here with my dad and my stepmom here 24/7, and we're working towards building it to where we can actually expand our house to where we have a little more space, aren't right on top of each other as much. But it is what it is, and it works. And so my dad and my stepmom, definitely since COVID, they both work upstairs, and they have two rooms they made into offices upstairs, and then the living room is directly outside of my room. And and so nurses really become part of our family. They do everything for me. Everything that I would be doing with my hands and legs, they are my hands and legs. So if it's doing dishes, doing laundry, we just had shower. I had my shower night, so I shower once a week, and then I do bed baths every other night. But yesterday was my shower night, so we had a bunch of laundry to do and whatnot, and they do my laundry for me. They feed me, and I am definitely getting hungry. I might start getting some food ready. Tam, can you see what food's out there? What leftovers we got? Because I'm pretty sure I have some leftovers, but I don't know. Maybe not. Something hearty, something, I don't know. Because all I had was salad for lunch. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, they prepare my meals. They get everything ready for me and then feed me. Um, it's a dynamic that you just don't see very. Oh, it's a household dynamic that it might be strange to a lot of you, but yeah.
Your dad got beef and broccoli Chinese food.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll try not to chew too close to the mic, but I seem to. All right. Once again, some of you guys have asked me about my dating life. Yes, I have a dating life. It's a different dynamic because, as you can imagine, with nurses and whatnot, a lot of it, and it's kind of horseshit. Dating online is like impossible. So that's like not even existent because as soon as they see the wheelchair, there's no matching. It's just impossible. And then, so I like to get out and about and date in person. And when I date in person, lately the only people that I seem to like or that like me and show interest in me are people who are taken. So I don't do that anymore. Uh, yeah, that's just not something I partake in anymore. Uh, yeah, uh, but I definitely. Oh, for sure. It's definitely not impossible. I can definitely date, and I definitely, I know I'll meet somebody. I'll meet somebody at the right time when I least expect it. Right now, I'm just focused on me. I'm focused on living, focused on my purpose and my passion. But yeah, if somebody comes across, I am very open. Where are you? Where are you? Uh, You guys are funny. I swear I get the most reaction on social media, and it blows my mind too, because all my videos, probably 90% of the people that like and comment are women, and it's just bullshit. Okay. Well, I don't want to say it's bullshit. It just sucks because they're all so far away. I don't know how many people are in Michigan, but yeah, I'm definitely out here looking just like every other 28-year-old single guy. I definitely want kids one day. I see my brother and his 3 kids. My niece and nephews are absolutely adorable. I would love to do that one day. And my ex actually, she really encouraged me and showed me that I could be a dad one day. So that part, yeah, and I won't get into that. That yes is an ex-girlfriend for a reason, but I don't know. I'll definitely find somebody one day. I know it's in store. Where in Michigan am I? I live in Commerce near West Bloomfield, Novi, Waterford area. Yeah. Um, but yeah, that's me and my life. Dating life, it's one of those things. So to tell you some funny scenarios. So a lot of the time if I have like a date or whatever, I'll schedule it to where I'll get there super early. I'll set up the table, talk to them, and make sure they know. I'll talk to my nurse if she knows I'm on a date. I'll get there super early, get to the table, make sure I'm set up, not going to spasm or anything. And then I'll have my nurse either sit somewhere else in the restaurant or over at another restaurant. And that's kind of my approach. And then I'll ask them when they come in, I'll be like, hey, are you cool with feeding me? If they are, I'll ask them to feed me. And then we just hang out. Tam,
Yes.
you've been there for a few dates.
Yes. Yes. Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, couple.
Yeah.
Couple. It was interesting.
Sure have.
Weird dynamics. Yeah. But yeah, once again, everybody, this is This is for uh, Giving Tuesday, and if you're able to give anything at all, I would really appreciate it. Damn, looks like. Can you see up here? Swipe up that thing at the top of that. Okay, so we've got a good amount of donations on there. Uh, I can't see. What's that
Where am
number?
I looking? Right here?
Yeah.
103 out of 1,000?
All right. 103. That's not bad.
Is that what?
Keep
Roses?
them roses.
Oh, okay.
Roses.
Nah,
Keep
nah.
them coming. Keep them coming. But yeah, for Giving Tuesday, I could really use the help to help pay for my nurses, pay for my nursing staff, make sure everybody's able to stay with me and build a system around me that can sustain and live on. I'm really trying to build my my funds right now because everything I'm doing is really special, really worth it. But yeah, if you're able to also go to donorbox.org/slash the Drew Crew. The link is in my bio, that and that is where you can really give. Uh, and that'll make the biggest impact in my life. The biggest thing I really want to build up are my monthly donations. If you're able to donate monthly, you'll also be included. I'll send you a thing if you want to be included into our raffles every year, where you have a chance to win $6,000 or more every year. And why not? Why not give to a cause where you actually have a chance to win some money too? We have Super Bowl squares and helicopter ball drop tickets. If you sign up for our monthly giving, I will send you a notification and I can start to explain what those are. Ooh. These are my muscle spasms. For those of you that weren't here earlier, I always like explaining muscle spasms to people because they always ask me, like, every time I do it, people stop and stare and get like staring at me to see if I'm in pain, if I'm hurting. And the biggest thing I always try to explain is it doesn't hurt. It is more so just like throws me out of position. And then, like, the scariest thing is that a lot of the time my hands like to grab stuff. So I'll grab my tube and yank my tube out, and then I'm not breathing. So that's not good. And but muscle spasms, it's basically because, like, so like even you right now, if you were to reach out your hand and touch the table in front of you, touch a blanket, touch whatever, your hand is sending the sensory nerves in your hand are sending signals to your brain. Your brain is then telling your body how to interpret those sensations. So that's really what your body's doing. And then uh, for me, that sending signal from my hand to my brain isn't there. It gets blocked off because I have a spinal cord injury. So then it sends the signal up, gets no response, and then it just does whatever the hell it wants. And that is why I spasm. So sometimes even just that, even the sensation of like touching something like texture wise, the big one for me is temperature change, going from outside to inside, inside to outside. I end up getting, oh wow, thank you so much for all of these roses. You guys are absolutely fucking amazing. But yeah, I get the biggest thing for me is when I go inside to outside, outside to inside, my body gets like an overload of sensation. And um, that ends up making me spasm. And those spasms are not painful, sometimes irritating, but can be scary if I were to yank my vent tube out. So that is once again why I need my nurses here. I need someone here with me 24/7. And it, it needs to be someone that's alert and aware because you never know at any moment when something might happen. Goodness, who is this? That one bitch. is donating a lot, and that one bitch is fucking amazing. Thank you so much. What is happening right now? What is happening right now? I don't understand how TikTok Live works, and I love it. All right. Well, I'm gonna get ready to eat. I'm still gonna stay on here till 7. We've been going since 5. Once again, if you're able to donate, please consider going to donorbox.org/the Drew Crew. Which, let me check in, see if anybody's done it. Ooh, y'all giving me some cool stuff. I'm loving all this stuff on live. What? Some amazing people. Bernie and Terry have made a donation. Jeez, Shannon. Thank you guys so much. My email thing. Emma Castaneda. Thank you so much, Emma. And Jennifer Klein. Thank you so much. You guys are absolutely amazing. Doreen Polgini. Gabi? Is that Gabi? Gabby? So my phone's far away. I'm trying to see all the names. Gabby. And it doesn't show me. You guys are fucking amazing. I don't know how you're doing this. So yeah, we got 20 minutes. Let's see if we can reach our goal of 1,000 roses. I don't know what that correlates to, but let's get there. If we can get there by 7:00, goal will be reached. All right, Tam. I really need to eat. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm gonna keep talking, but I need food. Yeah. Tap that screen. Tam, what's something we could talk about?
You talked about dating.
What's something cool about me?
Have you talked about the bowling thing?
And I have, but I can always talk about it again because we got
More people. New
350 people. In
Oh,
here.
nice. Okay. Hey,
All right. It absolutely blows my mind that this many people will be in here contributing to me, contributing to my life, and helping me reach my goals of walking again. Absolutely insane. I remember I had this vision when I was in the hospital. I had this vision that for whatever reason, because I remember, as anybody can imagine, when you have a spinal cord injury, you're 15. Initially, when they told me my injury happened, I really thought my immediate thought was, thank you, God, because I had an essay due on that Monday. And I was like, I'm going to get more time to work on my essay. Thank you, Jesus. But but then after that, I just assumed it would be a little while and then I would be back. I'd be back. I'd be back walking. I'd be back doing what I usually did. I'd be back at school doing what I usually do. And it really took a little time for the realization to set in that um, I this was going to be for the long haul. And then once I really noticed it was for the long haul, I wanted to convince myself, like, oh, it'll be 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And but I had this vision in my mind. I was like, no, I'm going to be paralyzed just as long as I was walking before. And I was 15 when my accident happened. And I was thinking, okay, so if I'm paralyzed for 15 years, I'll be 30 years old. That's not too bad. And it's crazy that literally at this exact time, I'm 28 right now, and I'm going through this recovery journey. Who knows? Might be walking by the time I'm 30. And it's just crazy to really think about and really think about how everything seems to be going in full circle always it just is constantly. It's one thing after another, after another, after another. Everything kind of works out right when it's supposed to. What's up, man? You guys included. I don't know what's happening on this screen, but I love it. So after this live, I'm gonna go through and recognize all the top people, all the top donors, all the top watchers, and highlight you guys somehow. I'm gonna do it in a fun way, a funny way. If you've seen any of my videos, you know I can make some funny videos around some cool stuff. So whoever gives the most, whoever comments the most, whoever views the most, I'll get notified afterwards, and then I'll be able to highlight. Yes, every bit helps. Every bit helps. It really does because helping me, and please, if you are able to, please consider donating at donorbox.org/the Drew Crew, where you can actually sign up as a monthly donor because that will make the greatest impact and make the greatest push. But yeah, I am elated. I am so dumbfounded by each and every one of you. Thank you so much for all these donations. This is amazing. Um, yeah, I always wish I could do more. I do, but there's only so much time in a day. Just give me this day, whatever I can do, I'll, I'll do it. Right. We have 15 minutes. Let's see. Let's see how many donations we can get in 15 minutes towards me walking again, towards me changing lives and paralysis, changing the narrative and approach of paralysis. This is going to change. It is. It's going to take fold. It was funny. My two of my walking videos have gotten over 500,000 views, and my therapist told me his like second cousin or something, some relative over on the East Coast, and we live in Michigan, which is very far away. Someone on the East Coast of the country sent him the video and was like, "Hey, look, I saw you just pop up on my stream." And it's like, if he's getting notified in that way, then how many other doctors and nurses and therapists all around the country, all around the world are getting notified? Like, I hope they are annoyed by hearing from me. I hope they are annoyed that their patients keep asking them, how do I do what he does? How do I do what he does? How do I do what he does? Because that is how we make this change, how we change this entire narrative around paralysis around the world and make sure that this opportunity is available for every single person after a paralysis. And how did you injure yourself during the backflip? I mean, obviously my forehead hit and then I went snap, but so I wish I had a video of my accident so I could put it in like slow motion, how they do in like football games and basketball games of like someone twisting their ankle. That I wish I had that of my injury, just because it would be so hilarious. It'd be like, well, clearly Drew could not do a backflip because he landed on his fucking head. Stuff like that makes me laugh. I think it'd be hilarious. Mhm. Someone saw. Yes, yo, man, I remember you. You told me about that. Yeah, somebody saw me at the vet the other day. Mhm. It's one of those things. No, here the gimbal turned off.
Oh.
Turn the power back on the side. Yeah, I don't think it was dead. Oh, it is. Damn. All right. All right. Let's adjust. Let's adjust. So in the basket over there, my other selfie stick is in there. We found it. So yeah. All right, guys, hold on. I'm fixing it. It's coming. We'll get there. Because we still got 15 minutes. Yo, when things happen, you got to improvise. Life is all about improvisation. It's about